A single glance was all it took for the man to be captivated by the girl before him. Blonde hair, red lips, and bright eyes. He was so mesmerized that he forgot about his wife beside him and his brother-in-law across from him. Chris, a tennis coach, soon met John, a wealthy tennis enthusiast. During their conversation, Chris learned that John enjoyed opera and expressed his own interest, leading to an invitation to the opera. There, John introduced Chris to his family, and Chris left a positive impression. John's sister Chloe found Chris's looks irresistible and rarely took her eyes off him. Despite her initial indifference to tennis, Chloe began visiting her brother's training ground more often. Their growing interactions led to a romantic relationship. Determined to climb the social ladder, Chris spent ample time with Chloe and aligned himself with her lifestyle. One day, Chloe invited him to a family gathering, where he met Nora while she was playing table tennis. Chris's skill impressed Nora, and he found himself drawn to her beauty. As the atmosphere grew tense, when John arrived, he interrupted the conversation. Nora turned out to be John's fiancée. Watching Nora leave, Chris fell into deep thought. On the other side, Chris also moved in with his girlfriend Chloe. With Chloe's help, he got a managerial position at her father's company. They soon got married, and her father bought them a flat. At a gathering, Chris met Nora again. She was a struggling actress in the big city. In their conversation, they realized their common interests and experiences, feeling a mutual understanding. John's brother invited them to a movie. Thinking about Nora, Chris quickly agreed, only to find Nora was ill. The next day, he orchestrated another chance to meet her. Today, Nora had something go wrong again. To comfort her, they decided to drink. After a few rounds, Nora spoke about her failed marriage. She met John during a performance, and they immediately fell in love. But due to her profession and a failed marriage, John's mom never approved of their relationship. Nora's failed audition made things worse, and in her anger, she ran out into the pouring rain. Chris saw this and followed. Their feelings couldn't be hindered by the rain, but they were absent-minded together, causing Chris to think Nora was neglecting him. Nora said it was just impulse. During training, John was distracted. He revealed he and Nora broke up and changed numbers. Chris, unwilling to give up, went to Nora's place but found she had moved. One day, when Chris went to pick up his pregnant wife, he saw Nora. They locked eyes, and Chris said he had been searching for her. Then Chloe appeared and greeted them. Chris didn't want to miss the chance again. Chris quickly arrived at Nora's apartment, and soon they were spending all their free time together. Nora introduced him to her neighbor. At home, Chris was indifferent to his wife, going straight to sleep, and even during work, he'd find excuses to go out on dates. This led to mistakes in his job, but his father-in-law didn't mind as long as he treated his daughter well. Nora became clingier, sometimes even calling Chris his father-in-law. Eventually, Nora revealed she was pregnant. Chris asked for an abortion, but Nora refused and urged him to divorce his wife. Their phone calls increased, and Chris became anxious. Despite Nora's allure, he no longer dared to linger. After venting his emotions, he considered eloping with her, but knew he wanted his current luxurious life, which his wife provided. Seeing no future with Nora, he secretly took his father-in-law's shotgun, planning to kill Nora and the unborn baby. He first called Nora, then knocked on the neighbor lady's door. Seeing that it was Nora's friend, the lady let her guard down. While she went to pour water, he took out the shotgun and killed her. He then staged a break-in, taking all her jewelry. With the shotgun in hand, he hid by the elevator doors. After committing the crime, he fled the scene. The agents deduced it was a break-in due to the scattered items and missing jewelry. The robber encountered Nora and killed her while escaping. Chris's wife soon saw the news, shocking even her previously disapproving mother. Meanwhile, Chris was called in for questioning. On the way, he disposed of the evidence, but a bracelet rebounded off the railing and stayed behind. It turns out Nora always kept a diary, documenting everything about Chris. Chris admitted to their relationship, professing his love for her, but denying any involvement in her death. Without solid evidence, agents had to let him go. Once home, Chris saw the ghosts of Nora and the old lady. They appeared in the agent's dream, revealing Chris's crimes. As the agent prepared to question Chris again, a colleague announced they'd caught the real culprit. A thief was shot the previous night, found with the old lady's gold bracelet. With his worries gone, Chris happily resumed life with his family. That bracelet determined Chris's fate, proving that luck often outweighs skill, much like in a tennis tiebreak when the ball teeters on the net. Just like that unreturned bracelet, Chris ultimately won the game.